From Arizona to Washington and all the way to Georgia, welcome back to the Coast to Coast Catch-Up. We're just two childhood friends who grew up together, chased our sports dreams, and now live on opposite sides of the country.
Oh my God, Cannon, your head is shaved. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Alyssa started cutting it. You know, she normally does it. Told her to do the usual. It's been she's done it probably 4 times now. She doesn't like doing it, but I don't really put a lot of pressure on her. You know, if she messes up, I always say we can buzz it. And this is how my hair looks now. So all good. Only a wedding in 4 months. And I told her if she likes me like this, then she'll like me at the wedding because I'll have a little more hair. But no, it was funny. It's funny. She puts way more stress on herself than I put on her. I don't really care how my hair looks, assuming she still likes me.
I just imagine you sitting in the chair being like, I don't care. I don't care. And you cut my hair. I don't know what to do. I don't care. But no. Getting in, I think it looks great. I'm so used to randomly seeing Cannon with a buzzed head out of nowhere. So nothing new from here. But man.
Oddly enough, it's been probably 6 years or so. She has never dated me with it. And I definitely had it in college for a few years growing out without her. So it's been a long time since Cannon the Buzz has been around.
I kind of missed it. But man, we are recording this on the 29th of Monday, the week before 2026. And it's a weird year, man. You're not going to be down here. We always go to your parents' house and have a fantastic New Year's party. Super bummed that's not happening. I know that there's plans transpiring right now. I'm trying to figure out what we should do, but so, you know, I guess when we get older, you know, things change, but let's just try to capture as much of the moment as we can in this pod. And I'm so excited for this, and you're so excited for this. And we do it every year. We do goals, highlights, and predictions. So we're going to get right into that. And I'm very excited. Again, probably the most excited I've been for a podcast. I've probably said that a few times by now, but certainly excited for this because it certainly makes up for you not being here. And that's no shame to you guys. And you guys have a crazy busy schedule. So yeah, we'll get right into it, man.
Super bummed we're gonna miss it. I'm really scared that my mom is gonna cancel the tradition of having everyone over because I'm not there, and I think she might cancel this year. And I'm really hoping that means, you know, next year when I'm back there, that everybody will still come back. But yeah, like Abe said, super excited about this podcast. I feel like this is like our first reflection podcast. You know, all of these have been introductions and kind of getting to know ourselves. And we've been doing this podcast long enough now where we're starting to have a reflection of an old podcast that we've done. So we'll start off with our highlights. I'll just do a brief overview of some of my highlights that I've had this year, and we'll get into it in that way. So first off, I moved to Washington. Super fun, been exploring, been living with Mac and Michaela. That's been a highlight. Been camping a bunch, hiking all these beautiful alpine lakes. I've had quite a few number of people visit me. My mom's visited me, my dad, my sister. Kaysen and Bar visited. That was a blast. And yeah, all of those were great in their own way. We all looked around and did a bunch of different things. And when Kaysen and Bar visited, another highlight came. I proposed to Alyssa. Huge highlight there. Super fun weekend. Even extended weekend. We did a lot of camping and went to a bunch of beautiful places. And I asked the question. She said yes, luckily. So definitely a highlight. And you know that'll be probably a lifetime highlight as well. So fun to keep stacking those. Alyssa got me snowboarding tickets. We went snowboarding in March for my birthday. That's, I think, when I look back on my time here in Washington, that'll be a memory I remember. Just us two staying in a hotel in the snow and kind of getting that winter experience. That was super fun. Also went on an Alaskan cruise. That was a blast. Saw a bunch of animals. Showed Alyssa Alaska for the first time, and it was my first time in probably 15 years. And dude, there's so many things. Visiting you in Idaho, that was incredible. I haven't had a lake day like that in a long time. And going out tubing, wakeboarding, learning how to, what is that, slalom ski?
Yeah. So
Yeah, that thing was hard to get up. You know, we had 8 people in the boat, and I don't think I weighed light enough to have your guys' old boat pop me up. So I just struggled for probably a minute, and finally got up. But super fun. I dunked this year. Gave up phone games, which is, if you knew me before, you know I love playing games. And I love constantly having my mind go. So I think, you know, having this podcast, giving myself a different direction to start thinking of things, you know, had me going in this direction, and it's definitely more productive than playing phone games. So that's good. And I started investing, started learning about investing with this new job I have. So that was exciting. And then also started listening to some audiobooks. So that's, again, just trying to be more productive with my time. And I finished 13 of them. So those are a few of my highlights, just real flashy. Don't want to get too far into it, but yeah, that's my year summarized in 3 minutes.
I want to stay. I have a couple of comments for your highlights. What games so you don't play any games on the airplane when you're traveling? What do you do when you fly now?
Dude, for the first time, I downloaded all the videos, and I was editing shorts the whole way back home to Arizona. Usually I'm always, you know, give me a movie and I'm gonna watch as many movies as I can. They have a lot of not theater movies, but you know, the ones that have been released for a week or two now out of the movie theater, and now they're getting to the airplane. So I'll try to watch those and catch up on my movies on that aspect. But
can catch it up in pop culture in the airplane. I like that. I'd imagine you didn't mention it, but one thing that you were most excited about, not excited about, but most appreciated living up in Washington, it's got to be the berries. You didn't mention it. That has to be one of your highlights of living up there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I totally missed that one. I don't know how I missed it. It's the winter. You can't blame me. It's been a while since I've seen a wild berry, but yeah, dude, that was fun too. But that kind of falls under the Washington. Just you know, experiencing new things, living up here, and constantly looking for something new, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. So awesome highlights. A lot of them. I mean, a lot of them we will have, not a lot of them, but some of them we will have overlap. But so my highlights for 2025, crazy year. I think when I was thinking about them, I remember like imagining talking to myself at the beginning of the year and be like, wow, like a lot has changed. But dude, some of the highlights, you know, started the year off going to the Grand Canyon with my parents and my brother and family. That was so cool, unique. We've never done that before. And to spend some kind of quality time in the car and on the train and at the canyon, like that was really cool. And I haven't seen the Grand Canyon since I was like 2 years old. So like that was really cool to see. That certainly inspired a lot of stuff we'll probably talk about later in this pod. But so started the year off great there. You know, in the beginning of the year, I did a lot of traveling, but also like ski trip with my parents. I should really say my dad. My mom was there, but you know, skiing with my dad, my great uncle, you know, kind of 3 generations skiing at a place that my dad grew up at. And my first time skiing there was something I'll always remember. Ton of snow, probably the best snow conditions I've ever skied in my entire life, snowboarded in my entire life. And a ginormous resort. I'm so used to Snowball, but to go to a place that's like a legitimate ski resort and the size of it all is like, man, like you need to spend days out there, which we did. So that was a blast. My dad then came to Georgia and went to the Masters. I didn't go, but it was cool to have boots in the ground, someone that I know so close at the Masters. And then for all my golf folk out there, like Rory McIlroy, one of the Masters, completely great Grand Slam. Like that's a Sunday I'll never forget. One of the probably the coolest Masters I've ever watched on a Sunday. And I'll never forget where I was in that. Having a bunch of my Winona State teammates come out to North Carolina, stay at a cabin for a weekend. You know, it started as a text, you know, probably 6 months before of like, hey, how many people can come out here this weekend? Like, we'd love everyone to come. Got a ton of people to come out there. That was a blast. You know, I haven't seen them in a lot of those people in years. It's kind of a scary time when you start thinking about years, and is when the last time you've seen some of your friends that you used to see every day. So that was another blast. Cabin weekend again up in Idaho, getting to show you guys up there. Certainly kind of a catalyst to the rest of the year. Anytime you could be in the water and paddle boards and jump in, just think of all the silly, goofy stuff we did. Might need to plug Alyssa's vlogs and in the link in the description below, because words can't describe how fun we had out there. And then this is pending as of 5:20, but I should win my fantasy football league for my family. I'm up by like 40 points, and the other guy has Puka, and I have Bijan Robinson. So I don't want to say I have it in the bag, but that would, if I do, it'll be back-to-back fantasy football championships with my family. So I'm just going to throw that in there because that's awesome, and I'm the champion, so that's sick. And if not, I'm going to cut it out because it didn't happen. So yeah, as far as like reflecting on the year, a lot more highlights were needed to be said, but lots changed. And again, I think it's really all for the better, and I'm really excited for this year and to kind of do a similar thing where this year was just so fast paced in the beginning, and I enjoyed that, and I really slowed down middle and like fall time, and I think I enjoyed kind of the fast paced lifestyle, and so to kind of continue with that, and we'll talk about that more with the goals and predictions. But man, yeah, 2025 was definitely not a bad year. I think it was one of my better years, so which I think is good.
Good, man. Yeah, a lot has changed.
Yeah,
for both of us, right?
Yeah,
we're in different places than we started the year off with, and with different people surrounding us. And dude, we're at an interesting time here at 25. So much changes so quickly, and any one decision can lead you down a path that you didn't expect at the beginning of the year, or even 3 months ago, right? So it's super fun to be doing this with you, just listening back to our goals that we made 6 months ago. I think pod 3 it was. Listening back just to kind of prepare for this, like, oh, what did I think was going to happen this year and all that. It's funny to see where we both were at that time and how far we've come just in these short 6 months. So super happy to be doing this, and it's fun to review these highlights. And yeah, a bunch of good ones. I even missed a number of trips, a trip to St. Louis for Alyssa's friend's Elle's wedding, and then another trip to Vancouver to see a UFC fight with Jules. And yeah, just a bunch of good stuff out there, and definitely a fun year. Another fun year in the books.
I think so many people get caught up with like the New Year's resolutions, and there's a lot of backlash of like, oh, if you want to do something, like you shouldn't wait, which I also fully agree with too. But it's just a great time to kind of just sit back and see what you accomplished and see what you did, and in a great time to reflect, and also be like, hey, like, I can, you can do whatever you want. You can do certain things, and it's such a good time to reflect, and then also be like, hey, like, I want to do this, or I want to do that, and I've always wanted to do this, and it's like, go do that. So I love the reflection. I think it's always good every once in a while to do it, and with this time of year, I think a lot of people do, which I think is awesome. So but yeah, you mentioned that goals pod, man. We've got some we found them, and we're going to compare whether we did them or not, and the state of what we did. And so end of 2025 goals, you had that you were going to beat Mac and Michaela at pickleball. This was well documented. For those hardcore listeners, they know. But tell me, what was it like accomplishing this goal, and what'd you do after?
Yeah, we did accomplish this goal, and it was a good feeling. I didn't necessarily do anything after. At this time, Mac and Michaela didn't even know about the podcast, so didn't say anything too much. Just was a little more cheerful, and I think I would have been that that way anyway if it weren't for creating that goal. So did get a win, got a number of win, probably in the 7 to 10 range. So check that one off the box. Very, very thankful for that, and hopefully we continue to stack those wins. It's been a while since we've gone out and played though with the cold weather now that it's December.
If you were to play 10 times right now, let's just say you guys are back in Arizona where it's warm, right? And you play 10 games. How many times do you think you and Alyssa are beating Mac and Michaela?
It's hard to say. We really haven't played in probably 3 or 4 months. So I would guess we're gonna get 2 or 3 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just 2 or 3? Come on. Okay.
I don't know. It's been a while, and we're fighting to just get 1 for a long time. So maybe 2 to 4. I'll give myself.
All right.
2 to 5, maybe. We'll see, dude. We'll see when we come back to this.
Oh no, it's so good.
Yeah.
All right,
no, that was a good one. But you also said that it didn't start with being an end of the year goal. You said by the age of 30, you wanted to complete a half marathon. You wanted to do this.
Ironman.
Sorry, half marathon and some other things. Half Ironman up in Idaho, up in Coeur d'Alene with the family where they are from. So we came up with an idea to do an accumulative Ironman by the end of the year. And, we've had a lot of questions with this, and it seems to be somewhat of a hit. How did you go about this? Did you have some struggles? Did you complete it?
It is completed. It is completed as of yesterday.
Let's go. Congrats.
Did the last bike. There was a lot of challenges. You did it as well. So I'd love to also hear we haven't talked about it too much. We've kept each other updated, but yeah, it's completed. The swimming was by far the easiest. It's obviously the shortest, but it was by far the easiest for me. Once I got here, got in the pool, I enjoy swimming. I really enjoy swimming. I'll probably keep swimming just for fun. But I like the no headphones kind of thoughts to your head and just crank out as many laps as you can. Especially I'm unemployed right now, so you can crank out laps at 12 o'clock on a Monday. There's no one up there except for the retired people, and they're they can only imagine being wow, this kid's up here doing laps. What else? He's got to be a millionaire or something. But the bike was challenging because I wasn't able to get on a Peloton until I moved down here. Still didn't get on a Peloton, so I had 0 miles coming back here. And my thought process was I'll just crank out the swim and the run as soon as possible, and then just have the bike left. And so then I started cranking out, miles running, which I wouldn't say cranking them out, but it took some progression for sure. But got more comfortable with that. Put some great numbers up for me. Probably some better numbers I've ever had running. By the way, I hate running. For those that don't know, I chose golf for a reason. I freaking hate running so much. So, I get the hype around running now, and I do enjoy running every once in a while. But yeah, the bike was difficult. My dad's got a mountain bike, pretty nice. We had some sealant flat tire issues, which definitely put a stress on, am I actually going to complete this or not? And yeah, there's a couple days where I just spent the entire daylight time on a bike cranking out miles. And that was brutal because then I'd have to come back home, and then the next day my tires would be flat, so I'd have to pump them up. So we had to go buy a pump, pump them up. Now they're properly sealed with sealant, and I figured out how to maintain the mountain bike. So new skill acquired, but yeah, the bike was so long and so, just brutal. I'm not, dude, it was brutal, way harder than running. So yeah.
What was the furthest distance that you did of running at a time or biking at a time and biking at a time?
Yeah, I think I clocked in 16 miles was the longest bike in a day. I don't want to know. I forget what it was, mile per. Is that Alyssa?
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. I just want to confirm it was still Alyssa. You're blowing kisses too.
Just my neighbor.
Yeah, 16. I don't know what it was the time per hour per mile, whatever it was, but 16 miles at one time with a few breaks here and there, and then running. I think it was like 7, it's like 7.5 miles at one time.
That's pretty good.
I've never, to be fair, I've never ran more than that in my entire life. Like I think the most mileage I've ran at one time before this was probably 2 miles, and I was a freaking loser. I came home after running 4 miles for the first time and like fist bumped like outside my garage because it went so smooth for so long, and I was like, that's the best run I've ever had in my entire life. I guess I probably experienced the runner high, which I thought was completely false, but I was like, I think that's it. I think I just felt it.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was my update on the triathlon. I would recommend anyone do it. I think it was fun. The cumulative, like I made little like bar graphs, like I'd color in the amount of miles or meters or whatever I did. It was just fun to track, and I think it's a no sweat thing. Like you can do it, and as long as you want or as short as you want, whatever. But it's just good to kind of get yourself out of there. So I'm so glad we did it. I'd love to hear your experience because you just hopped on. You're like, oh, I can do that too. So what was it like for you?
Yeah, I think you're totally right. Just the tracking it and like just having something to work towards all the time is works great for my mind. I knocked it out probably a month or two ago. I was running somewhat consistently at that point, so I was probably running. I don't think I ever got 7 or 8 miles. So props to you for going out and doing it that long. But I think most of my runs were probably in the 3 to 4 mile range. Maybe some over 5. I don't think I ever had like a 6 or anything. Maybe 1 6 mile. But I was doing the 3 or 4 miles for a bit, and then I started working out in the mornings and kind of just doing whatever in the afternoon, whether that be reffing or hanging out with Alyssa, and just trying to be more get my stuff done early in the morning so I could chill out at the end of the day. So I was actually going to the gym at 5 a.m. and I would get there like 5 minutes early, maybe 7 minutes early before they opened. And I was like, all right, let's bust out a mile real quick. And so I started getting competitive with it, trying to run a faster and faster mile. And I think I only got up to like I say only, it was pretty quick for my standards for never running, but I got up to like a 6:12 mile or something.
Yeah.
Which I think I could do better, but also I hate to admit how hard that was. Like, it wasn't easy to get that low.
You've got to, I feel like like knowing you, I was like, I've got to get under 6. Like,
yeah. I did break 6 one time this year, or like right when I moved up here, and it was all downhill. Like it was literally a slope of like probably 10%. It was steep, and it was more impressive that I stayed on my feet the whole time than that I broke 6 minute mile. But yeah, the running wasn't too bad. I broke it up easy. A marathon really isn't too far. I know that sounds funny, but when you break it up into like 6, a minimum of 6, it's like that's nothing. Swimming, I agree with you. Definitely the easiest, definitely the shortest. I think I did it in three attempts. So running I probably did in 6, probably more, quite a bit more actually, just because of all the 1 mile runs I did early in the morning. Probably did like 7 or 8 of those. I broke it up into 3 for the swimming, knocked those out. That was very smooth, very soothing. But also we did like what was that, 100 meter, 200 meter swim?
Yeah.
Kind of in more of an open lake.
300.
And it was 300?
It was 300 meters, yeah.
Oh, I counted it for like 1 or 2. So I definitely beat the swimming by a decent amount then. But dude, that was so much harder than being able to see the ground, than to push off the wall. Like I was so burnt.
This is what I was going to segue into. Was I remember, like, so after completing the pool, my longest one was like 15, just under 1,500 yards. So like pretty decent. And
just about a mile. Then,
Yeah, just under, and I was super happy with it. But again, short. Like, it was 25 yard increments, and you're doing a lot of pushing and stuff. And then I remember like in that pool thinking like, oh, I could totally do like the half Ironman leg of this. And then then I remembered, like we were doing the calculations and sitting at the dock after we just gassed ourselves of, probably 300 meters of a swim to a rock and back. And we're looking at the other side on Google Maps, like the other side of the lake is a mile. And it's like, all right, like we'd have to go swim to like that side of the lake. And we were all like, dude, there's no way we could do that right at all. And I brought myself back to that moment the second I was like, oh, I could totally go do that. And then I was like, nah, man. Remember when you were sitting on that dock? Like, you're not that much better of that moment right then. And there's no way I could get to the other side. So I guess with that being said, I do need to do an open water swim and just simply see how long I could go and do that. Is probably the next goal.
There's a mental aspect too, where in a pool you're like, all right, lap 50, 51.
Yeah.
Like everyone, you're like, all right, I'm getting closer.
Yeah.
In the lake, you're swimming. You could be going for 3 minutes. You look up, I haven't moved. Like, what am I swimming for? Might as well slow down or whatever. And so when you did your swimming, did you do all the same stroke?
Yeah.
Really? All freestyle?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. The last day I did it, the third day I did all freestyle, but before then I think I'm just conditioned to football or basketball even, where I just sprint for a little bit and then I coast. So I would do freestyle for probably like the first 15 laps, and then I would be burnt up. Now, like, all right, breaststroke for a lap or two, and then I'd alternate or whatever. But yeah, dude, I burn up. So
by the third or fourth time, and the same thing for running, but by the third or fourth time swimming, I was like I told myself I'd hop in that pool and be like, do not go fast. like force yourself to go as slow as possible. And that helped a lot, because I'm the same way with you. Like, I like going fast in the water. Like, you feel cool. And I was like, you can't do that. Like, you're gonna get gassed here really quick. So I would tell myself that. And the same thing with running. Like I would just go like unbelievably slow the first half mile, and then that usually helps me out as well. But yeah, man, I enjoy doing it. I'm bummed it's over, to be honest with you, but at the same time, like, I'm gonna keep doing it. So it's, the listeners won't hear it anymore, but I'm excited to see what's going to come. And on top of that, actually, I don't think I'm gonna wait till 2030 to do this Ironman, because I was thinking about it. It's like, well, like I could go get ready for it, like not this summer, but next summer. But then, like, if I got ready for it now, which I'm on my way to doing that, like, I'd have to basically stop it and then go get ready for it again. And I'm like, that kind of seems dumb. So I think the new goal, I guess, is try to do it by not this summer, but next summer, when everyone's not getting married. The summer that everyone doesn't get married is the summer I'm going to do it at.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. That was kind of my idea behind doing this. Like, once you get a taste, it's addictive, and you get into, you have a goal now that you're working towards, and you put action towards it, so it feels much closer than when you did it.
Yeah.
So
We'll
super glad that worked out, and hopefully you continue to do it.
So now I got to figure out something going to 30. Like, when I turn 30, I want to do something cool. So we'll figure that out later. But yeah,
that's down the road, man.
That's way down the road. Another thing, man, that you had was your investing goal. Did you hit it or not?
I did. I hit it back in October or so. So markets flipped a bit, and yeah, it was an exciting time, and yeah, definitely blew that one out of the water. So super happy about that, and gonna continue to keep learning and put money towards that. So again, if I love talking about it, and if anyone wants to hit me up and just chat, I'll listen or talk your ear off. So let me know.
So good. And then I'm just gonna finish yours off. Hunting, man. What's your hunting status out right now? I know you said you wanted to get into it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I didn't do that, sadly. I say sadly, but also I've been pretty good with my time. I'm not really wasting too much time anymore. I've been pursuing things I want to pursue. Doing this podcast, reffing, doing some other things, just hanging out with Alyssa and building that relationship. So didn't make time for hunting. I think it would take a lot of time to it'd just be me, right? Like I don't have any buddies I'd go out with. I don't have somebody that could show me the way and learn in that way, where I feel like when I do move back to Arizona, I will have, CJ that could teach me, or even our family friend, Joe Sheldmeyer, kind of take me under their wing and show me some things, or maybe I could go walk around and watch them hunt and, help them backpack it out or whatever. Just really kind of understand what I need to do, what all that takes, and if that's something I should pursue or I would like to pursue, which I do think I would like to do that at some point. But it is sad when I think back that I didn't do it, but also I'm very happy with what I did. I don't have infinite time, so I'm very, very happy that I'm spending it how I want to.
Yeah, it's gonna happen when you get here. The second I moved back here, it was like 3 times it hasn't happened because of just conflicts. But it's like, hey man, I want to go dove hunting, and I'm like, yeah. And it's like, like, hey, whenever next time you go, just like hit me up. And every time it's either been an interview or something like that. So I haven't been able to go, but it's gonna happen when you get down here. For
Good,
sure.
Good. I look forward to that, and then I might finally have a Christmas gift that for the first time ever. I'm terrible at asking for gifts, dude. I don't want anything. I just want to hang out with people and have fun.
That's so good.
So let's go to some of yours. You said you wanted to be scuba certified. If that moment arose, they're like, hey, we're going to Hawaii in 2 weeks. You got your scuba certification? Can you go on that trip?
Yeah, I think I said I needed to start my scuba certification, not finish it, because I figured if I started it, I'd finish it. I have not done either. It's funny. It's so funny that you brought this up, because CJ called me last week and he's like, hey man, like we're going to be in Cannon's wedding, a couple of days early. Like, I was looking at it and it's like, there's a great diving spot, just outside of Puerto Vallarta. And he's like, I'm not scuba certified, but like, I know you said that you wanted to, like, would you want to do this? I called CJ and I was like, dude, like, I'm so broke. I don't have a job. Like, I can't pay for this scuba certification. It's like, I've got so much other things that are priority in front of that. And he's like, he gave me a hard time about it, but I'm not there yet. I know I will be, because again, to get a call like this from CJ proves my point more that I need to get super certified. I will not be diving at your wedding. I told them I'd love to go snorkeling, but apparently that's not good enough for CJ. But again, it just proves my point of I need to do this, and it's just not high on the priority list right now. But I don't want to say next year I'll do it, but it's up there. And I looked into it after CJ asked me, and I think there's some better spots here to do it at than there was in Atlanta. So that's also another good thing as well. But no, I'm not scuba certified. I'm bummed, but of course CJ had to rub it in my face. So
yeah, it's a tough one. It's been on my list for a while too, and it just seems like I keep moving and making it hard on myself, dude. Like I don't think I want to do it up here because it's just so cold, but I do see a lot of people back in Arizona doing it. I've seen guys in Saguaro Lake even like getting their final certs, and I looked into it for a bit. I don't think it's terribly expensive. Like I think you can do it all for under $1,000. So yeah, it's not bad, but I think it does take like a month or two worth of time to get everything done. So it's on my list as well. I don't know if I have a time on it, but you're totally right. Like I need to get it before it becomes a problem, right? Like I guess I want to prepare for that.
Again, yeah, like that's why I want. Like I'd love to tell CJ, yeah, you need to go get scuba certified. I'm already done. But yeah, let me see if I can do it before you get down here. That way, I tell you, hey, don't do this company or do this company or whatever. But yeah, it's still up there. It's just not high on the priority list. And again, I think it'll be a little easier to do out here just because I think there's actually more facilities out here than there was in Atlanta. So
yeah, I bet. Another one you had less screen time. You had the brick. We did a short on it. We gave them an ad, whatever. How has that been treating you? How's your stats looking there?
I love it. It's obviously so coming back here, before I moved back here, it was declining. I think it went from like 7 to 5. Like I dropped 2 hours a day, which was great. Maybe don't want to tell my employer that, but like it was great when I was using the brick in Atlanta. Moving back here, I didn't get it set up right away. Fell back into like kind of like an old habit, but then once I did set it up, it dropped again. And then just kind of creating that new habit of like waking up, getting out of bed, tapping it as I leave my room. So it's amazing. Like once I start doing that, it does drop quite a bit. Not to say like I don't brain rot every once in a while on my phone, but it helps. And I love, no free shout outs, but like I do love Brick. I think it's a great product. I continue to use it. And I think on top of this, I think the next thing going forward would be like whether a day, a Sunday or like one weekend out of the month, just like no phone at all. And I think that's kind of like the next evolution of this. But I dropped it. I mean, in a sense, yeah, I did complete that goal, but I still want to get more. And I'm still shooting for more. So I think that's would be the next goal would be, I'm not putting anything in stone here because I'm still, I have 2 more days to take it through, but I think just a weekend out of the month, just be like, hey, no phone, would be good.
That's a good one. I talked about it a bit during our last podcast, but I had Instagram deleted for a while. I've re-downloaded it because of this podcast, and I say I've sadly increased my phone time because of it. I'm still more productive, I'm not playing games or anything, but I am editing shorts or whatever. So, but once I'm done editing, then I find myself sometimes looking at shorts, and it might be good in some sense because I feel like I'm looking at social media different now that I am making it, I guess. It's like it's almost a study as well. So, it's been different, and I'm kind of struggling with that. Like, do I want this? Do I not? How do I avoid the shorts while also learning, or trying to change my algorithm to be more of a learning than like a dumb information? Like, why am I trying to learn this? So, I found you can kind of edit your algorithm. Like, you can go in and X out certain things and add in certain things. So that's been an asset to me. Just feeling more productive in my time. Like I said, it's limited, and I'm already saying no to things I want to do. So, definitely got to be productive with the time I have, and try to squeeze as much as I can into this life. Or at least my time up in Washington.
It's just like, you hear your parents be like, "Oh, get off your damn phone," and I just think it's true. Like I think some of my best moments have been off the phone. So it's like, all right, like how can you? It's so hard to do it. It sounds simple, but it's hard. But man, once you do it, you just feel so good. So, I'm curious to see what the next evolution is. I think it is some sort of like, hey, no weekend, 1 weekend out of the month, no phone, and that'd be that. But man, it's just such a crucial part of our lives that you do need to have a phone. So, curious to see where it goes. But yeah, I successfully did that goal, and excited for the next part of it.
Yeah, good. Another one of your goals. I don't mean to rub it in your face. I'm just saying what you said. You wanted 2 sources of income, Abe. How is that goal going for you?
Pretty well. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I have 0 right now. It's fine. I mean, a little bummed. I think it's easy for me to be like, oh, like so much has changed in the last quarter of the year. Like, you're okay. Which, in a sense, like, I mean, I'm okay with not having 2 right now. I mean, I'd like to have at least 1, but like, I'm so focused on getting 1, and then once I get the 1, then kind of, I don't know, it's like 1 step back, two steps forward. So, yeah, bummer, but I don't know. I feel like we're getting traction with the first one, so I think I'll just kind of keep that traction and go for the second one right after that too. So
that's good.
We're not stopping. It's not like it went away. But yeah, minor speed bump.
Right. No, I mean, it just goes to show life isn't all linear. You think once you have something, you can work towards the next, and sometimes you get get a little ahead of yourself, or just need to take a step back and find out what's really important, right? So I feel like this just goes to show that goals aren't concrete, right? It's just something like a direction you want to head in, and where you are in that point and what you want to do, and that changes. So it's been fun to just think about these, and what are we going to do in the future, and where were we in the past? So
Yeah. I guess one thing that's helped me with this is one of my favorite quotes. I forget who it's from, but one of my favorite quotes is, when you're winning, you're never as far ahead as you think you are. And then when you're losing, you're never as far behind. And so, like, on paper, like I'm kind of losing right now, but you kind of just have to remind yourself, like, hey, you're not that far behind, and you're right there, right? So, yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, I'm excited to get a job, but I'm fine with where I'm at. Still ambitious.
Good, man. Very good. So let's go into 2026. What are some of the goals that you want to accomplish, or at least you have for yourself going forward? And this, again, doesn't have to be concrete or anything. It's just what directions do you see yourself headed in?
Yeah. So obviously, number one, get a job, but get a job that I enjoy. It doesn't have to be like the perfect job, but something that I enjoy, something that I can kind of lean in on, something I can learn at. That's something I really appreciate, is learning something. 88% of people hate their job. So like, I'm finding statistics finding a job and one finding one I like. But see, that's one of my main ones. We talked about swimming, biking, running. Like I think I need to find. I haven't looked at this, like the schedule or the map of stuff, but competing in an Olympic triathlon, which is just under the half marathon.
Do you know the distances on that?
Not off the top of my head. But it's just under. It's not. It's a big jump from sprint, but it's not nearly as big of a jump from Olympic to half Ironman it is from like the sprint, like the smallest one you can do, to that one. So, I need to look at, dates and stuff like that, and when I can do it, and obviously expenses and stuff like that. But, that's something that I'm going to keep on, my eyes on the horizon for. I mentioned, kind of keeping the up pace and constantly doing something, going on a mini adventure every 2 months. So you kind of create, 6 mini adventures over the course of a year. And you start, the longer you live, the more adventures you have. I think there's still a lot of stuff I haven't done in Arizona, let alone like the Southwest.
So what does a mini adventure entail? Like, give me an example of one.
I think you and Alyssa do such a good job of this, of like, going snowboarding for your birthday weekend, and then like going camping for, over the weekend. Like you leave Friday and go somewhere for the weekend, come back, Sunday. So anytime you can do something that you really haven't done before, whether it's like, for me, like, I can drive to Joshua Tree, I can drive to Saguaro National Park. I could go, like, I haven't camped on the rim at all yet. So like that would be cool. And I know a lot of these are outdoors, but going to like Moab, Utah, or even like the X Games. Like I would love to go watch the X Games, like just in life. I think that'd be really cool. So like doing something like that. Obviously, like I've got weddings coming up, so like those might count as a mini adventure. But I'm planning on CJ's of going up there a couple days before and going to Glacier after, or going to like kind of driving over and playing a golf course on the way to CJ's wedding and somewhere in Montana. Like just like stuff like that, I think, and just kind of add to your repertoire and keep your life busy, and be like, again, just add the adventure in your life instead of letting it come to you. So that's a goal of mine, is to kind of just do one mini adventure, something that I don't typically do in a normal weekend, instead of like sitting around watching football or, whatever. So yeah, that's another big thing. I got some more, but I'd love to hear more about yours.
Yeah, no, I really like that mini adventure, and 6 is, I feel like, a little small, honestly. Like I feel like you should.
It's a little small, but like I've got to start somewhere, I guess. And
that's fair. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You do, but I would say you do a good job, and just listen to what you've been doing with CJ with with your fishing and soon to be hunting excursions. Those will be fun as well.
Yeah. I would say in the classification of it, it's got to be over more than like one day. Like it can't just be like a night I go fishing with CJ. Like I've got to make it like a day or two thing. It really just kind of capitalizing on those weekends is what I would kind of call it.
Sure.
So
okay, well that makes sense. Yeah,
makes sense.
That is a little more difficult to have a place to stay overnight and all that. But yeah, dude, that's fun. Just to say yes to experiences and try new things, and you know, it does make the life seem to be a little longer. I've found.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're going through it right now with the unemployment. You know, you feel like every day is a new thing, or you know, you have a lot of things to be doing. So it's cool, man. For mine for this year, getting married is a big one. Really looking forward to the wedding, man. Like I think I was nervous at the beginning, especially when I hadn't proposed to Alyssa or anything. Cause you know, there's all this pressure. Like technically Alyssa and I were already married. She kind of has a timeline in her head of when she wants the wedding to be. And so that's in the back of my head, whether she says it out loud or not. There's been, you know, mentions of like, hey, when are you going to do this? And it's like, well, I'm not going to tell you. That wouldn't make the surprise any fun. But I feel like I kind of felt a lot of pressure with that, where obviously it was something I wanted, but like the pressure was coming from, I really wanted it to be special for her, especially since we were already technically married. You know, I didn't want that to take away from that actual action and what we did. So basically once I proposed and asked that question, I feel like a lot of weight was taken off my shoulders. You know, I did a good job. She enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. We had a great weekend. You know, pictures were great. All the boxes were checked in that aspect. So a lot of weight was taken off, and then it was like, okay, now let's get into wedding. And again, it was like, okay, I don't have expectations for this. Alyssa kind of has a lot more than I do. She wants it to be on a beach. She doesn't want to wear shoes. She has these ideas, and I'm like, I just want to hang out with my people. I don't really care where it is or whatever. So we've kind of gotten to the point where we know where it's going to be. It's going to be in Mexico. It's going to be in April. We know who we're inviting. We've sent the invites out. People have responded. A good amount of people have responded, whether they're coming or not. And so we're starting to get a feel for how it'll feel. And the more I think about like all these people being together, like, you know, you did meet Kaysen, but you didn't really meet Kaysen. Like you didn't spend prolonged times with them. There's also some other guys coming from Europe who have said they'll come, but we'll see if they end up showing up. It's a lot to ask for those people over there. But you know, just all these people mixing from my life, and I'd say you're one of my friends that are more mixed with my more far away friends. But I'm really excited to see if there's any like connection. Like I would say we had Mason on, or I guess when this is released, Mason won't be on the podcast yet, but the podcast with Mason will be coming out soon. You guys will meet him. But he was my friend I made up in Wisconsin, and Abe was my friend from Arizona. And, you know, just me bringing Mason with me or Abe coming over to visit developed your guys' friendship. And I would say you guys are good friends now. And I'm really hoping that happens with the wedding, you know, where just some cross-pollination and, you know, my friends become friends with each other. And I think that would be really cool. And I'm really excited. I have a lot of cool people in my life and really looking forward to that. And we're going to be spending it in a fun place. And I don't think there will be any shortage of fun.
I mean, I'm just going to claim the title. I'm pretty sure I probably know the most amount of your friends. I'm certainly up there. I'm probably one of the most excited for your weddings because I have met a lot of these people, and you know, like I told Drew the other night, or not Drew, but I told CJ we were in the car from fishing the other day, and I was like, dude, I'm excited for you to meet Kaysen. Like, it's like, dude, he might. I was not going to start anything, but like, it's going to be an energy battle between you and you and Kaysen. And I'm excited. I'm excited for that heavyweight title. Like, and again, it's not even like Kaysen. Like, I'm excited to see Jaydan. Like, I haven't seen Jaydan in so long. And he texted me like a couple months ago. He goes, "Hey, I'm heading to your neck of the woods." And I was like, I'm not in those neck of the woods anymore. But but again, like I've had so much great times with Jana, and so yeah, so excited. And yeah, man, I'm excited to get you married, and I mean, we're gonna talk about a little later with the predictions, but I know you're not catching the biggest fish, so. But yeah, man. Again, I'd imagine the ebbs and flows of going through a wedding. I hope you're enjoying it, as much as you can, right? Because you should only have one. I think you will. I know you're only gonna have one, so enjoy every stage, enjoy every month. Like it's coming around the corner. Like it really isn't like 4 months, and you guys have so much to do in your lives and also in the wedding. The next 4 months. But man, just enjoy every second because you're only engaged once. So. Yeah, again, just super pumped. Couldn't be more pumped. Could talk to you guys forever about this, but I think Alyssa will be coming on the pod sometime soon too. So we can talk about that more time.
A lot to look forward to.
Yeah,
dude, it'll be a blast. I know it, and
not your only wedding this year either.
Oh my goodness, no, it's not. Not including my own. I have a guaranteed 3 and a likely 4 other weddings to go to. So. Yeah, a year full of travel. Okay, so hit me. What other goals do you have for the end of the year you want to accomplish?
Not end of the year, but yeah, end of 2026. Sorry, we're recording a couple days before. I've said it for a while, and your audiobooks have inspired me. But just reading more books and reading more like I read a lot of not like self-help books, but just like boy books where it's like Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I'm not all the way through, but like I've read that, Algebra of Wealth, stuff like that. So reading more books, but also reading like different style of books. Like I feel like I should probably read Moby Dick. I don't know why, but like it seems like it's something that everyone should read. So kind of mixing that up as well. But a book a month would be kind of a big push. But
no, I love that. I love that.
Past Abe wouldn't necessarily do that, but I think I can do that.
Dude, let's do that. I kind of had something similar on mine. Let's have like a book report a month. Let's do that. I think that'll be fun to just. Oh God, I'm dying.
Get it out.
Maybe no books. No, I think that's a great idea. Let's do that. And I don't know if that'll be the most entertaining to listen to, but if anyone else is kind of in the same frame of mind, 25-year-old trying not to waste time, trying to learn something about the world, that they'll have some books they can go to and what we can rate them or something. I think that'll be something cool we could do.
Yeah. I think I don't want to waste other people's times, and I don't think it'd be a waste of time for me, but like I think it'd be super good. But for me to come on here and be like, yeah, I read Moby Dick. You ever thought about reading it? Like, this is my honest opinion of it. And I think that would, yay or nay, 12 books from me and you, and kind of give people maybe hey, maybe I shouldn't waste my time on that. Or, hey, maybe that's a book I've always wanted to read. Like I should read it. Or, it can be like that. But I think that's a fantastic thing. We're not doing the Iron Man thing anymore. And I think we're not going to give you a full synopsis, full report, like school does, but just general thoughts and, hey, it's encouraged to read this, or, hey, those critics are not right in my sense. But I think that'd be a fantastic thing to do. We can hash it out what book we're going to read in January. But so that's a goal. I think as I spend less time on my phone, it would be easier to do. On top of the mini adventure, I'd love to do, after going to the Grand Canyon at the beginning of the year and moving back, the rim to rim to rim seems like a thing I should do. I know.
Wow.
It's great. I know it's great. Tommy's done it. I know your dad's done it. I don't know how fast I'm going to do it, but it's like, all right, I probably should do that. And after going to the Grand Canyon, I was like, that seems pretty extreme, pretty awesome. But like, I might as well do it. If I'm going to do it, I might as well do it now rather than when I'm like 50 or 60 or 40 or 30. So
my dad is basically a superhero in endurance sports.
Yeah.
He is.
So is Tommy, by the way.
50 something now. I don't think I've ever heard him more defeated than him talking about his rim to rim to rim experience. So,
Tommy said it was awful. Like he would never do it again. And but like he was glad he did it, but like he wouldn't do it again. And I was like, after I heard that, I was like, God damn it! Like it's almost like an itch you have to scratch, but at the same time, like I know exactly what kind of pain you just went through, and the fact that I'm like also kind of want to do that. It's like, oh man, like that's not good. So we'll
it's
see.
not something to take lightly. So definitely
No.
train for it, and I hope you do it. I don't mean to knock your hopes down at all. That's a serious deal.
I might do it in like 35 hours or something like that. Or just like I don't care. I don't care about the time. Obviously, I'd want to do it within, maybe I can't, but I don't know. But
maybe just start with down to the river and back up. That'd be a good start, and go from there. That's a lot, dude. Down the valley, up the valley, down the valley, up the valley. Of the grandest canyon of all the
river and back. Changing it right now, river and back. But yeah, so that's something. I want to go snowboard up in Idaho. I did that last year. I'd love to do it again. It's so easy to go up there. I know my dad's got a pass. And again, it's so much better than here, and it's so easy to get there, and it's way better than going to like Colorado for me because I have people up there, and the flights are way cheaper and drives are way easier. So that, and then big one, which I came up with today, but I'm gonna birdie 100 holes in golf this year.
Nice.
There's some parameters to this because I can't just go out and play like a hole and try to birdie it and then count it if I just play one hole. I've got to be playing either 9 holes or 18. Now there's an exception. If it's getting dark and I've got like 7 in, I'm going to count it. I'm not going to count, I'm just going to get my last 2 holes pars or bogeys or whatever. But if sunlight is the cause of the end of the round, I'm okay with that. But it's got to be your 9 or 18 holes. I can't just go out there and play 3 holes and like that doesn't count. And yeah, so that basically makes me play more golf, and it also makes golf fun in a sense where I just start firing at pins and being really aggressive with putts. So I don't know how well I'm going to accomplish that because again, I don't play very much golf anymore, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's good at golf and he played college golf, and like this should be super easy." Tour pros average like 3 birdies a round. So I'd have to play like over 30 something rounds to do this. And I think I played maybe 6 rounds last year. So
and on top of this, you're balling on a budget.
I'm balling on a budget. So
I was thinking maybe you could, sneak onto a golf course here or there and pop a birdie real quick, but I guess not if you're doing it legit.
I think there's going to be some ebbs and flows to this. I think because I'm playing in January for like some fundraiser thing, and that like I'll be able to get maybe 1 or 2 there. But like summertime, if I'm able to go up to Idaho, obviously I can go ball on a budget up there, and I like my chances up there as well. And then summertime it should be cheaper down here as well to go play. So I'm gonna have to make rain in the summertime. And get them all done. But again, I'm in Arizona now. I can play full time here if I start getting really desperate. But again, I just think it would make golf more fun because I'll be honest with you, like when I go play golf, if I'm not playing for something, it gets kind of boring because I've done it so many times and it is what it is. But if I'm going out there trying to make birdies the entire time, that seems fun. So
yeah,
I'll keep you updated. But that's another big thing.
That'll be a fun one to keep updated. I don't play golf. I don't know much about it, but I think I've done 1 birdie in my lifetime. So to imagine 100 is pretty good. Nah, I probably had a handful actually.
To be fair, I think I made like 6 birdies in a round this summer, which is the most I've ever done. Well, it's
whatever, show off.
Yeah, it's had the most I've ever done, but I was like, I felt pretty cool that day, and I was like, all right, let's see if we can kind of keep that going, and it just be kind of a fun little golf side quest. So that's what we're doing. That's it. That's it for my goals, man. I know you got more, so let's hear them.
Yeah, Alyssa and I would like to go snowboarding more. I'd like to see her progress a little more. We went once so far as a couple, and that didn't end in tears, but it started in tears.
Your tears?
Sure. No. She was scared of the blue hill, and took quite a bit of bravery for her to get down, and she got a lot better. So hopefully, we'll progress, and maybe she'll make a switch from skiing to snowboarding, and be as cool as us. But yeah, gonna hopefully go 3 times minimum this year. Get back on the board. I hadn't gone in 2 years before for this one this March, so it'll be good for me to do. And I've had this on my list for a while. I don't know if I want to put it out there because I'm scared of what I might do to get it, but I would really love to backflip on a snowboard.
Yeah,
I'm not getting younger, and also I'm not getting younger. The odds that I get hurt go up, but also like I kind of got to do it now if I'm ever going to do it, right? So I can do backflips on the ground just fine. I'm somewhat athletic still, so I feel like I should be able to do it if I could do it now. But it is just a little scary to throw things.
I think you just need the right day. And to be honest with you, I think you just haven't had that day down here. You've gone a couple times at Utah, but like I think you just need a nice powder day. Going back to Alyssa, how do you like Alyssa's not as competitive as we are. How do you motivate Alyssa to like go down blues and like get over that hump? Or maybe you don't have to answer this, but I almost want to tell, like, my initial thought was like, all right, Alyssa, we can't do a group ski trip until you conquer blues and you've gone on one black. Like that would be like in my head, that's how I'd be like, hey, this would be a great time to push Alyssa out and be like, hey, we're not gonna do an entire group snowboard trip until we do this. But Alyssa would be like, piss off. I don't care. Why does that have to be the reason why we go to
I don't think adding pressure to a situation like that would help her. I think just, words of encouragement and maybe accidentally taking a ski lift up and there's no other option, which is kind of what happened with that blue rather than going up a green. And in all fairness, I didn't know it was, what she could or couldn't do. It was our first run. But I felt like going on the green for so long, like I didn't progress. The hill wasn't even steep enough to like turn, or at least on a snowboard, like you kind of need a little more speed to get around your turns when you're first learning. I think at least. So we learned what she likes and went from there. But yeah, looking forward to that. Hopefully I throw one and, I get the perfect day. Maybe you invite me over there to Idaho and we go throw something over there. That would be fun. Another thing I'd like to improve on is to become a better gifter. Like I feel like, the Christmas season just ended and I'm not very good at giving out gifts. I'm not good at receiving gifts and I'm not good at giving them out. And I think I'd like to get better at it. So I think I'm going to take some action with, taking better notes and maybe sitting down every quarter and just thinking if I have anything. And hopefully that makes that work. But I'm not great right now. And it kind of bummed me out this Christmas. I was like, I could be better than this. So I'm going to work on that.
What kind of gifts does Alyssa like? I know that you can give gifts to anyone, but like,
right. And I'm not even talking about Alyssa. Actually, we actually agreed on our gift being snowboarding. So, I'd say Alyssa and I both like, things we can go do similar to snowboarding or, going on a cruise or going camping or what something like that. Alyssa might not like that as much as I do, but she's learned that's how I function, I guess, and maybe she's turned a little bit that way herself. So she has a lot of people that give her stuff as well, just family members and stuff like that. And I don't know, maybe I could be better with that, but I guess I'd have to ask her, see if that's something she really likes. I think it is. She's done a good job of hiding it, if not, but I think she likes doing things rather than getting things.
I'm no expert, but you should. I would highly recommend double checking just your thoughts on that with her.
Thank you, Abe. We'll see when this comes out Wednesday and she listens to it. She'll let me know, I'm sure.
We can cut it out. We can cut that out if you need
No,
to.
it's all good. Keep it in.
All right, good. All right, I like it. What else? Do you have
Um,
any other goals, man?
Not personal, but I do have one podcast goal that's kind of a preluder. We've mentioned it, but we're going to start having people on the podcast. We have a few coming up and super excited about that, and really looking forward to having people on and hearing how, people respond to that. And so I think a goal of mine would be release 20 podcasts with someone else other than you and I on it. So
Yeah, I love that.
we're working towards that, and we already have some in the works that we'll be releasing very shortly. So look forward to that. But I guess I should consult with you. Are you good with that?
Yeah, I'd say we're absolutely good with that goal, and we can cut this out. But I mean, I'm ready to post them this month, actually. Not, when this comes out, but yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Definitely looking forward to it. We have a few in the chamber, and I'd say they're some of our more favorite podcasts that we've recorded.
Yeah. So yeah, I love that goal. Man, 20 is not a lot, and hopefully we've got 20 friends. We can totally do that. So
yeah,
and
I'm not saying it has to be 20 separate people. It doesn't have to be 20 separate people. It could just be, re-shows or whatever. But it'll be a great time. But all right, so that's it for the goals. Let's get into some predictions, Abe.
I've got to start with saying this as far as the predictions. Again,
let's hear it.
Every year, we would sit down with like first grade markers and lined paper. And we'd sit at the grinders table, and we would do all these goals predictions and highlights. And we did this ever since we were like in third grade. We have every year done NFL playoff / Super Bowl predictions. So that's where we're going to start. So Cannon, who do you have in the championship games and then also the Super Bowl?
I have New England beating the Broncos. So we're going to have New England in the Super Bowl. And I have Seattle beating San Francisco. Seattle local now. Gotta root for the home team. I do also kind of root for the 49ers just because of Brock Purdy, Arizona native.
Yeah. But gunslinger, that guy.
Yeah, dude, 5 touchdowns back-to-back games lately. He's looking good. But I do have Seattle winning, and then I have Seattle winning the Super Bowl, beating the Patriots. Hopefully that happens because this place might burn. Like we were here during the baseball playoffs, and there was an unmatched energy when they made it to the semis, and I can't imagine it with the Seahawks. How about yourself?
I'm extremely jealous the Seahawks won this year just because you'd be in Seattle and I'd be like, all right, I'd love to just go hang out. I'd like fly up and just go hang out and just watch it all. But yeah, man. So I've got, and actually, first of all, I almost want to change my answer because I found out that Fred Warner is shooting to come back for the NFC Championship if they make it, which would be crazy because he was supposed to be out for the rest of the year. But I'm not. I'm going to stick to my guns. For the NFC, I have the Rams and the 49ers, but I have the Rams advancing to the Super Bowl. I think they're so good. I think that they're a little bit more complete. I think Matthew Stafford is, I think, probably the best quarterback in the NFC right now. So I'm just going to go with that. Although, again, Brock is, insane right now. But, and then in the AFC, I've got the Broncos and the Texans. I've got, I think, the two best defenses on the AFC side. And then I have the Broncos advancing to the Super Bowl. As far as who wins the Super Bowl, I want to say Rams, but I want the Broncos. So for that sake, I'm going to say Broncos win because I like Bo Nix. But I think the Texans, dude, they got some good defense. And they won the last 8 or 9 straight games. And CJ Stroud's all right. That defense is an animal. So I think that's it. I think that's what I got. I'm excited. I think we both could be right. At the same time, I want the Bills to do well. The Bills have a chance to, they don't look good, they lost the Eagles, but they don't have to play Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. So I'm like, maybe they can hold on. But so we'll see. But hey, that was our little football talk. We do that every year, but maybe some not so bright prediction. I think someone's gonna get a really bad sunburn at your wedding. I don't know who. Hopefully it's not anyone that's super important.
I don't think the prediction should be that someone is, because that's inevitable. Unlimited drinks and 6 days.
Like a bad sunburn, like a Ava Hawaii.
I think that's inevitable. Who is it going to be is the question.
Probably someone from the Midwest, if I had to guess. Probably one of the friends coming down from Wisconsin. neighbor person. Not Mason. Mason's got that olive skin, but yeah, I would say someone from the Midwest. I don't know who. I don't know. Come on,
put the name on it. We got to come back.
I don't have a wedding list. No, I'm not putting a name on it. I'm not putting a single name on it. I'm just saying someone's gonna get a bad sunburn, like a really bad sunburn.
All right, fair enough. That's a good one. I think you're right. I don't think it's just gonna be one person. Is my prediction for that.
I will say I don't think it'll be anywhere from the wedding party, because I'll make sure we're on that boat. We're like, hey, is everyone lubed up? Everyone got their UV protection, because we cannot come back red, or else all of us will be in big trouble, even if it's one person that gets sunburned. So
yeah. Speaking of Mexico, so all the groomsmen will all be going out on a deep sea fishing trip, and my prediction is that I'm going to catch the largest fish, obviously. Any words on that, Abe?
I don't think so. I don't think CJ will get the largest fish, just because out of irony. Like, the big fisherman won't get a big fish. I could see Anderson getting a huge fish. I could see Alec getting a huge fish. Nah, I could see Alec getting a huge fish. He's kind of like a sneaky, like, he's gone deep sea fishing before, has got that great tuna story. And he's strong. Like, I could see Alec pulling it off.
Nice, man. Well, that'll be fun. It'll be fun to go back and, maybe we'll make a reel out of this and
nice. So
that'll be good.
I like what you did there. Yeah. And then man, on top of so we're talking about our friends. Obviously, we've got 2 weddings coming up. I've got 2 weddings. You've got way more than I do, but I think this year's like the year of the love of the weddings. I think only one person out of our friend group gets engaged. And I would say extended friend group, and not like the tight knit, but like the extended friend group. I would say one maybe gets engaged. Like I think it drops a little bit and then it rises after, like the following year.
Okay. Yeah. Let me think through right now. I don't think I see any this next year. Dude,
I didn't want to see that either. That's where
there's so many coming this year. I have 4, probably 5 weddings this year. Like I can hardly travel this year just because of the amount of weddings I'm going to. Plus, I'm in 3 or 4 of those. So, like all the bachelor trips, like I can't even plan my own trips anymore. I have people planning them for me, which is a good thing. I'd rather be loved and go into these. So, super excited about all of them. Yeah, dude. How about funny side note? Abe and I don't know how long ago this was. Probably just about
high school.
A year. I don't think it was high school. We did it. Well, yes, for high school we did a bet for who will be the first married. Abe, I kind of cheated on that actually. No, we didn't pick each other. So you won that.
No.
We all drafted each of our friends, and
the winner got.
Huh?
We were both wrong on who was first to get engaged.
Oh yeah, our first and second pick lost, and Abe's third pick won, with Alex Carantino. So Yeah, Abe got the $10 there, and so we also have recently, weddings have the fun there has kind of gone away. Everyone's getting married, but now it's the kids. One of our, I guess, a few of our friends have kids now, but um, we've done a draft pick, and we have our friends locked and loaded. So we're looking forward to when that comes true. Do you think any of those come true this year? You don't think so?
I mean, yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's hard to beat around the bush, but like I don't think so. I don't think actually I just said one of our friends would be one of them, but I don't know who. We did the baby one in Austria in your when I was up there. So I knew Jaden because you were like, oh, Jaden, and I was like, you seem really quick to that. I think you might already be pregnant. But I'm trying to think of. You know what, man? I take this back. I don't think any of our close friends will have a baby this announcement this year.
Yeah, no friends gonna have kids. So I think I'm with you. I'm not gonna say the odds are at 0%, but I think if I had to guess, I don't think anyone will. Not this year, but maybe next. So yeah, dude, should be fun though. Should be a fun year. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right. So just I guess final answer is the one will get engaged. One will get engaged this next year, and there's gonna be 0 baby announcements.
All right.
Is my prediction. Going to the golf side. I know that you're not a big golfer, but now that I'm back in town, I'm going to be going to the Waste Management this year. Seems like I've got some friends coming in town for that. If he plays, big if, because they haven't released the field yet, I think Jordan Spieth will win the Waste Management. He stinks. He's been stinking, and I think this is his great year that he's going to have. And I hope he plays well. Now, the main one, I think Bryson DeChambeau is going to win the Masters. I really do. I really think this is his year. I'm not even a big Bryson guy. A lot of people are. A lot of people aren't. There's a big, like, either love him or hate him. I think he's a really good golfer, is my view on him, and I think he wins the Masters this year. So that's my bold prediction. That's my extended in April. Hey, this is going to happen. Hold on. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Greatly appreciate taking your time. It's been an awesome year for the pod. It's been an awesome year for Ken and I, outside the pod. Again, we thank you so much and hope that everyone has a great new year, and we look forward to seeing everyone.